jury sentencing Chad Daybell to the death penalty. Daybell was convicted Thursday of first-degree murder and conspiracy charges in the deaths of his first wife, Tammy Daybell, and two of his second wife's children. We are staying on top of this developing story. Again, Daybell sentenced to the death penalty. I want to bring in now legal analyst and criminal defense attorney Philip Dube. Philip, your take on all of this. What do you think about the death penalty sentence in this? Did the jury get it right?
Well, I hate to say it. It's a mixed bag, frankly. No matter where you fall as a death penalty opponent or proponent, it's a sad day. On a personal level, I think there's a much better and more creative way to deal with people in our criminal justice system than giving them the wall or the needle or by electrocuting them. That's just my personal feeling. Now, having said that, a jury of his peers found that the aggravating circumstances of these horrific murders outweighed any mitigating circumstances. And why is that? His counsel presented nothing by way of mitigation on his client's behalf. And I think that's going to be the first line of attack on appeal, because you can bet this is going to go all the way up to the Idaho Supreme Court on automatic appeal, and we'll see what happens. His counsel specifically told the court, I believe it was back in January, that he is not a death penalty qualified defense attorney. When Mr. Daybell was tapped out, he was out of money. Mr. Pryor opted to stay on the case pro bono, but he wasn't death penalty qualified, and that means he did not know how to prepare mitigation for a penalty phase. At that point, they should have abated the proceedings and appointed under Idaho law 2 death penalty qualified attorneys to deal with the guilt phase and the penalty phase.
But do you do that? I'm sorry to interrupt you there, but that's really interesting. Do you do that to go ahead and set yourself up for an appeal here? Is that part of the play in all of this?
Well, you never know, frankly. I've never met Mr. Pryor, and I certainly hope that he did not do that. But frankly, if he did, it would probably be the best outcome for his client, frankly, because when you are denied effective assistance of counsel under our Constitution, that's a form of structural error, meaning he did not get a second lawyer that he should have gotten under Idaho rules. The law specifically says if you're indigent, you don't have the money to hire a lawyer, the court has to appoint a lawyer to represent you at taxpayer expense. They didn't do it, and I don't think that that is a waivable right. I don't know why on earth anybody would do that, especially when you could get that added bonus of court-appointed counsel at the expense of taxpayers to help you out to spare your life. The judge should have halted the proceedings, put it over for 2 lawyers to get on board, prepare, and at least that way, if the jury renders a death verdict, at least they did so on the merits and not because counsel was ill-prepared.
I want to go back to the jury in this case. This was a nearly 2-month-long trial. There were mounds of evidence in this case, but the jurors deliberated for about 6 hours. What do you make of that?
Well, it means that they were pretty decisive. If we're honest, I think there's really no doubt that there were homicides. They were able to prove that. The question is, were they able to prove that it was rooted in conspiracy law? And I think there's a misnomer throughout this country that in order to be convicted of any crime involving a conspiracy, that you need some type of a written agreement or a written contract. But the truth is, oral agreements, conspiracies can be proven by how people interact with each other in formulating a plan to kill. In this particular case, it would be a homicide. They had text messages, they had wiretap conversations, not to mention they had conversations through witnesses, fact witnesses that they put on to show that Chad Daybell's endgame was to live through the final days and be one of the remaining 144,000 overcomers. And anybody that got in their way who was dark or a zombie had to be excluded because he didn't want to jeopardize his spot as one of the 144,000. It was a radical, fanatical view of the end of times, if you will.
Thank you for watching. Go to newsnationnow.com to find News Nation on your television provider. And don't forget to click the red subscribe button below to get more of News Nation's fact-driven, unbiased coverage.